Hi, my name is Carrie McCrudden. I'm a personal trainer at Lakeland Hills Family YMCA. Today we're going to be performing some basic kettlebell exercises. First exercise we're going to do today is a double arm swing. You're going to start from a lowered squat position with the kettlebell on the floor in front of you. Bending down, keeping a nice flat back, stand up, lifting the kettlebell up to your waist. You're going to brush the insides of your wrists, the insides of the thighs, and extending through the hips and thighs, thrust the kettlebell up to about head height. Again, forcefully extending through the hip and thighs. Okay, remember to accelerate the kettlebell up and away from the body, using force through the hip and the pelvis. Good, Marcy. Come on, thrust through the pelvis, Rose. That's it. Pop it up. Same thing, Jeff. You don't have to squat down quite so far. Just graze the wrists on the insides of the thighs. Pop it up about head height. Never over your head. All right, the second exercise that we're going to do today is called a double arm high pull. It's really just a combination of a calf raise and an upright row. So you're going to begin holding the kettlebell with both hands in front of you. You're going to bend down slightly, bending the knee. You're going to spring slightly up into a calf raise with an upright row. Take some balance. Upright and back down, up on the calves. Get those elbows high, up on the toes, and back down. The third exercise is the squat. You're going to stand with your feet a little bit more than hip width apart, toes slightly externally rotated. Bend the knees, keeping a nice flat back, and lift the kettlebell and come up to standing position. This is your beginning stance. You are going to, and again, maintain curvature in the back. Bend down till the kettlebell almost touches the floor, thighs are almost parallel, and push back up. Make sure that your heels stay on the floor throughout the entire movement. And squat, stand. The heavier the kettlebell, obviously, the more difficult the exercise. Good job. The fourth exercise we're doing today is a stiff-legged deadlift. You'll stand with your feet about hip width apart, knees locked, and holding the kettlebell with two hands in front. As you bend forward from the waist, shift your hips back behind you, keeping your knees locked and a nice flat back. Bend forward, dropping the kettlebell as close to the floor as possible, and squeezing through the glutes and hamstrings, bring the weight back up. Again, lean forward, dropping the kettlebell to the floor, moving the hips behind you. As you stand back up, squeeze through the glutes, bringing the hips back to standing position. When performing the stiff-legged deadlift, do not round the back. This is not what you want to do. Marcy, straighten your back out. There you go. Flat back, go as far as you can, and back up to good posture. Keep your backs flat. Okay. In the case of Jeff, he has very tight hamstrings. Therefore, I would recommend that he not bend down as far and that he's careful to keep a nice flat back. If he goes down too far, his back is going to begin to curve. The last exercise we are doing today is called an overhead press, which is similar to a single arm shoulder press. You're going to bring the kettlebell up into what is called rack position. Rack position is with the kettlebell cradled between the forearm and the chest. Your thumb is pointed towards your chest, kettlebell is on the outside of the wrist. It should be comfortable, there should be no torque in the wrist or the shoulder. From this position, you're going to extend straight up overhead, directly over the shoulder, and lower back to rack position. Again, extend directly over the shoulder, and lower back to rack position. When performing the overhead press, make sure that the wrist is locked and straight. This is what you should not do, okay, row? Keep the fingers over the top of the handle, You don't have to hold it as a death grip, but it's important to hold it firmly.